I kind of like watching you set that up with the video.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
The idea kind of began here because we didn't know what to do after Ms. Zanos was gone for so long. And we had to make up our own project, and Ms. Pavicic was yelling at us. So me and Daisy over there went and started to talk with the other teacher, asking, what are we going to do? And I was like, okay, so we have so much stuff inside of our rooms, like all those piled up newspapers. We had cardboard everywhere, and Miss Pavicic also had like 2-liter bottles stored up, 77 of them. And she told us that we'd all have to make something. No. I proposed the idea that we should do sound structures, because we'd seen so many inside the museum, and we have so many things. Why not? So we were like rummaging through the classroom, finding out all our supplies and stuff. Everybody was going with the flow. We all ended up making something pretty cool. And then at the top of my head, I thought, well, we could just like make a pinwheel, because we're not supposed to like make the noise by ourselves or like slap it against something, because then that would interfere with like another thing making the noise. No, it just had to be the one structure to do it. So we made this thing. And here's the sound. It is a little.
And actually bring this. Keep going. Keep going. All right.
Yeah, we ended up finding a bunch of textiles and marble and stuff to bring in. I mean, at first it was just soda cans, and he works at a pizza place.
We didn't even know it existed in there either.
Yeah, we didn't.
Carpets.
But we thought it was a little boring, so we added, some steves to it. It's good, huh?
Awesome. There's pieces that we found that we liked, I guess, from the carpet samples that she has.
Oh, watch out.
And
So-
we had a tough time
Figuring which fabrics to use, I wanted this one here because it's a hairy guy. Hey, pizza box man.
And what were you saying?
It's kind of like a monster.
We had a hard time trying to make noise for this project because we're not engineers, but we wanted to make a spinning motion. That's pretty. We were arguing for maybe 2 or 3 days
because no one knew how to make this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we had different opinions about how it's gonna look and how it should be made. And that was like erupted into a huge argument. Some words were said.
Good.
Yeah.
Some bonds were broken but mended. So it's okay.
I wanted in. So
Mended with.
everybody's
Can you talk about maybe 1 or 2 of the problem solving you did? I know that you did
Okay.
many,
So,
but let's pick maybe the
brought in
biggest.
Sorry, I brought in this really big stick here, and it ended up making like the supports here and the lever and stuff. And they didn't trust me with it because we didn't know how to spin this thing without they didn't want to put the stick in there, but I thought it would be really good support. So, going against all their wills, I just stuck the stick in there and I started gluing stuff by myself. And they're like, "What are you doing?" But then I did the thing, and then they liked the thing.
She was trying to get the stick by itself without this.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No.
She wanted the stick on the outside.
No, I wanted the stick on the inside. You
on
guys.
the inside, I helped cut the hole.
You wanted
You guys
on the
gonna start
outside.
fighting again?
Yes.
You
okay,
wanted
it
on
was-
the
That's how bad it was. That's how bad the fight was. Because again, we're not engineers and we're so limited to supplies. Or as you could tell, but
You guys are like a reality show.
And you had some interesting ways to solve problems. You guys also used some of these marble slabs that I carted into the room.
They're so nice.
And what is the purpose of those marble slabs other than, I see that they provide really interesting textures. Let me just bring this in really close so you can see, but can you tell us the purpose of these and why you put them in there?
They are weights because this whole box is really heavy with all of these hanging that way and this pulling pressure on the bottom.
It's a pizza box, so you can see how thin the top is. So of course it isn't going to support stuff and what's in the cans and bottles too. There's rice. There was food involved in this too.
I really like.
rice, macaroni, beans. We got help from the first group.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, so intergroup sharing here. I think
I
there was a lot of that going
love
on.
the structure you guys made with it. Initially, I didn't know it was a pizza box. No, not at all.
Yeah, I didn't either until you
Um,
guys mentioned it earlier before.
And that's really awesome. The only thing that I would like to see, even though I like all the textiles on the back, if it wasn't a pizza box, the textiles on the back, awesome choice. But I think that the textiles on the back, I think it being a pizza box is super important. So having whatever it is, logo or the Ninja Turtle style pizza box looking thing on the back is kind of
It shows that it was
super
so upside.
important. Yeah, since you guys have these kind of like regular found objects here, I think it would tie in the found objects here with the structure of the thing.
I see.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like found object, found object, found object, and then this looks like you guys made it, right? That you made this, that you made this.
And here's our
But if
graphs.
this was a pizza box and it was so apparent, like if you walk into a place, if you were displaying this and you walk into it, and like you're walking from that way, and all you see is an open pizza box, you're like, oh, that's a pizza box, and you turn around, and you're like, what the hell? And it's then instructions that you're supposed to rotate it. Just so then it adds so many different layers to the experience.
You
of
know
it.
what that reminds me of? That one art piece that was inside the MOC, the Museum of
MOC?
Contemporary. Yeah. The crocodile thing made out of a sneaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it
yeah,
reminds
right.
me of.
So if you like manipulate it enough where you don't know it's a sneaker, it defeats the purpose of it being a sneaker, right?
Yeah.
Then you could have just started with any material. Keeping the fact that it's a sneaker ties it really together, whether you like it or not.
Oh no, we were talking about something else.
The other thing that I like, probably my favorite thing of this entire thing is the spoon, and the pen, right? I think the pen you could have used like a more penny pen.
Yeah.
You know, like a
This is the softest
classic,
one.
yeah, like a classic pen, maybe some color or something. So it's because it's like
That was mine?
anything that you make. Think about like
Telling me this now in front of
what
the
is it
camera?
like a foot away? What is it like 10 feet away? What is it like 100 feet away? So like, at what point do you get about here where you stop? You can't acknowledge, you can't identify it as a pen. And I would argue that the same thing with the spoon, that if you get a spoon that is more of the like natural wood color, it would be more of that classic like Americana spoon,
Salty.
And then these other two, I would advise just to do two other things that are really kind of like harshly identifiable found objects.
This was a paintbrush, but we found it whittled into a shank.
It's
It was
awesome.
classic.
So nobody actually uses it.
So that would be the other thing, because I really like. It's comical when you turn it and you see this spoon coming around every time. It also ties in with this, which also would tie in with that. But yeah, this is great. It's almost like like that box that you can get on Sky Mall. Like if you're
Clown inside?
no, it's a box and like you push the button. You put a coin down and push a. No, oh, I'm sorry. There's a button here. Box.
Oh, the penny push.
No. You turn it on. A hand comes out and turns it off. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So you like turn it on, it's like, and turns it off. It's like it's called like a dummy box or something like that because it only does one thing. You turn it on, hand turns it off. It's like almost like that where it's like, it reminds me of those like buskers who have the box that's on a bike and like they rotate and like it's a puppet show. You know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. I like that this whole mechanism here. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
we tried to make it as independent as it could be.
Yeah, it's great.
So, only one movement.
Nice work.
All right, nice job, guys.
These are drafts. This is the